Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, July 26, 2016. In both the Lynn-Life and the Jamie-Body-Mind, we continue to have young Vanovanov Oversoul Presences. We also continue to be experiencing a lot of sabotage and a string of helpful messages that are very clearly saying, this is for us to do, no one else is going to do anything, no help is coming, and that's okay. It's okay. We get that. It's okay for us. It isn't okay for everybody else who is supposed to be doing something and who isn't, because we are going to be evaluated when our experiences of sentience end. All of us are. I am, you are, whoever I am, and you. We're all going to be evaluated when our experiences of sentience end on what we do that we're supposed to do, and what we don't do that we're supposed to do, and what we do that we aren't supposed to do. We're all evaluated. We are continuing our efforts to do what is ours to do, to manifest the divine plan for the smaller subatomic, since that's what our soul contracts commit us to doing, that the data shows is possible. To search for truth, because without access to what's really going on, we're useless. And to reach for a consistent source of significantly higher vibration, which is the most precise and objective definition of divinity that we've been able to come up with. And with that, the formally videoed portions of today's efforts begin. Draw up all the soul plan ribbons for the smaller subatomic aspects of selves, and squish out the top all false beliefs that are contributing to presences not doing what is theirs to do, and all false beliefs that are contributing to presences doing what they aren't supposed to do, and really merging with the smaller subatomic aspects, really owning it. Me too, me too, me too, me too.
Me too, me too.
And squishing out false beliefs that lead us to make errors that on checkout day we're going to regret.
That's true.
And live streaming way up, burning all these false beliefs, using the propulsion to send the probes ever higher in the race for a consistent source of significantly higher vibrations. Go for it. And to the probes themselves we say, get as high as you can, and when you begin to fall down, get off at whatever dimension you find yourself in. Tell your stories and ask your questions. What now in order to live these soul plans right here? What now? What now? What now? Live streaming way up, as high as we can through those, it looks like cannonball holes through paper or canvas or something.
That's true.
Maybe through stage sets. Boom, 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 boom. I see people peering through the holes and looking down.
That's true.
Let's ask them, what now in order to live these soul plans right here? And continue to draw up the energy of the smaller subatomic in through all the lives of presences at this level and smaller, who are supposed to be doing something to do with some path that our paths would cross, I guess.
That's true. That makes sense.
Melding together as close to a divine plan as it's possible to meld, given that nobody upstairs seems to be accepting the responsibility to meld a divine plan, which is hard to come to terms with, but does still seem to be true. That we'll do it for these bodies, their subatomic components, and for as much of the environments of the subatomic and the environments of these bodies as we're able to reach, and then attempt to reach up into the next larger level of dimensionality and do it for them as well.
That's true.
And squeezing the I can't lies, and the it isn't my job lies, and the I'm too good for everybody lies. The proton, neutron, and electron fantasies.
That's true.
For all of us.
I'm burning them.
Thank you, and burning
Power
the
probes
lies.
higher, higher, higher.
In the race for a consistent source of significantly higher vibrations.
Burning all those lies.
Somebody's asking, why are we calling it a race? Well, this seems to be a really fast spreading contagion of lies.
That's true.
And it's kind of like a black hole forming.
Yes, that's
and
true.
if we were living inside a newly formed black hole, how would we know that, right? But I don't see how it would feel much different than this. And what do we know? We know black holes are powerful points of gravitational attraction. And it's a race for light to get out of the black hole before the light is sucked back down.
That's true.
And so photons are being sent up. They look like children. They're being sent up to tell their stories and connect with somebody who's outside of the contagion.
That's true.
Who is willing to do something to make a difference for the contaminated zone. Did it go quiet again?
Yeah, it went quiet. They've
Right.
gone away now.
They've gone away. Okay. Upward flow. Let's continue to squeeze up the
Squeeze
soul
and burn.
plan ribbons and burn the junk that comes out the tops and align the soul plans. What do we know? We know there's been an awful lot of sabotage and a lot of energy put into attempts to sabotage a search for truth and a search for a consistent source of significantly higher vibrations.
That's true.
And what do we know? We know that often sentience is put in much more effort into blocking what they're supposed to be doing than it would take to just do it in the first place.
That's true.
Possibly that's what's going on here, and they're getting impatient now. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's
very-
draw out the blockages, the impediments, and burn the blockages and impediments as propulsion for the probes in the race for a consistent source of significantly higher vibration. And now let's do a collection for all aspects of the Search for Truth community. Give us your 50% lowest vibrations, because we need to build a blaze that will propel our probes out of this black hole, so to speak. I'm calling it a black hole. It may not literally be a black hole, but it might literally be a black hole. How would we know if we were inside a newly forming black hole? How would we know?
How would we know?
Let's screen for anything that is sabotaging us, which could very well be self-sabotage. Assume it is self-sabotage. Assume we are sabotaging ourselves. Screen up the self-sabotage energy and burn it to propel the probes farther higher in the race for spirit, in the race for a consistent source of significantly higher vibrations. What do we know? We know we've been getting an awful lot of messages today about the problems being a lot longer standing than we thought they were.
That's true.
And while this is true in our society, it's almost definitely also true in the societies of the less dense dimensions and the larger dimensions.
That's true.
Many presences thinking that somebody else will handle this problem, or my job is only this slice of this problem, and wow, I see the problem is so much bigger than I thought, so I'll just worry about my slice and surely someone else will do the rest of it. And nobody else stepping up.
That's true.
That error surely isn't limited to this dimension.
No.
Let's once more screen out errors of, it's not my job, this isn't for me to do, someone else will handle this situation, and burn the energy structures of those errors of thinking to power the probes in the race for a consistent source of significantly higher vibration. And now let's start to wave the learner's permit and ask for the vibrations to be raised. And let's do a whole closing process. Let's start to correct the errors for the formally videoed portions of today's efforts. For the day, and for the week, and for the month, and for the year, and for the decade, and for the lifetime. Let's start to include the omissions for the formerly videoed portions of today's efforts, and for the day, and for the week, and for the month, for the year, for the decade, for the lifetime. Now we take this poorly done work and raise it to well done, and get it as close to divine perfection as we're able to get with our own efforts, waving the learner's permit, asking for the vibrations to be raised. Start to look up to the highest concentrations of truth and integrity we're able to connect with right now, and begin to wrap the work, still sighting up, wrapping the work, really getting good aim for the highest concentration of truth and integrity we're able to connect with right now. And we say to the closing process itself, because the closing process has sentience, we're going to send you up as high as ever we can, and do your part, get as high as ever you can. But when you start to fall down, get off at whatever level you're on. That will be the highest concentration of truth and integrity we're able to connect with right now. Tell them what's going on. Ask them for help. Ready?
Ready.
I feel like the closing process is like strapped into like a catapult seat. It looks like a rocket ship, kind of.
That's true.
Okay, ready? Highest concentration of truth and integrity we can connect with right now. Submitting the work. Waving the learner's permit. Asking for the grade. And asking for the vibrations to be raised. I hear it hitting a floor and rolling across the floor.
I hear it too.
I hear footsteps. I see a hand, picking it up. I hear the closing process itself beginning to speak. It's like a recording device. That's how this presence seems to be relating to it, is, oh, I touch it and a recording device has been activated and it's playing me a recording. Help me, Obi-Wan, you're our only hope.
That's true.
That's what it looks like. That's funny.
That's true.
It is true, though. You're the highest concentration of truth and integrity that we're able to connect with right now. There isn't anyone better. Will you help us? And by us, we mean all the smaller subatomic. We're not talking about us, we're talking about the smaller subatomic, because where we are, it's bad enough. But the deeper you get into the smaller subatomic, the more densely packed the lies are, the less integrity there is, and the more life doesn't work. And it all seems to be based on child labor, actually.
That's true.
Or the labor of those smaller and less powerful. And that's just wrong. Will you help us? The children, help the children.
Help the children.
Help the children. Help the children. Will you help the children of the smaller subatomic? The pure children.
No.
No, that's a no.
That's a no.
That's a no.
I know this feeling now.
That's a no.
I used to be fooled by this feeling.
That's a no. That's anything other than starting to help is actually a no. So we're live streaming up past this person. Are you guys getting this? This is the highest concentration of truth and integrity we can connect with right now, and the answer is no, I'm not going to help.
That's true.
You getting this? Put it on his record. And we continue on. It's for us to do.
That's true.